Hi, this is Karen Gaines, your nonprofit finance guide, and today I am going to talk about mistakes or common mistakes that are made when sending out 1099s. Okay, so in a nutshell, organizations and businesses are required to send out 1099s each year. They are to be sent to those who provide services who are paid at least $600 via cash, check, or ACH, just money that is sent out of your bank account, and individuals or entities who are not incorporated. Again, this is what it is overall in general. There are other details, other requirements, but I'm just giving you a broad overview, okay? Failure to file 1099 returns could mean penalties from the IRS, all right? So in this video, I'm going to list mistakes to avoid when it comes to sending out 1099s, okay? So mistake number one, failure to even get a W-9. So a W-9 is a form that really you should have all of your vendors fill out so that you can determine if a 1099 is needed for them at the beginning of the year when you do your 1099 filings. And when it comes to, and if they do need a 1099, the W-9 will provide that information to you, okay? Next mistake to avoid, starting the 1099 process late, okay? So in my opinion, it's best to start early. It's best actually to start maybe a month or two ahead of time, maybe in October or November. Just, run a preliminary list to make sure you've captured everyone that you need to capture, or everyone you need to send a 1099 to, okay? So you may need help from your accountant. You may need help from your accountant for a lot of these points that I'm about to make. But, just starting early is best. You don't want to start this process a day or two before it's due because there's information you might need from vendors, and, you don't want to try to get that stuff last minute, all right? Next, missing the filing deadline, okay? So this is kind of a follow-up from my last point in starting late. A lot of times if you start late, you might miss the deadline. So you don't want to miss the deadline. For many 1099 returns, that deadline is January 31st. There are exceptions, and when some of the returns are due February 15th and then others at the end of February, and if you're filing electronically, I think you have until like March 31st or something. But in my opinion, it's just best to get them all out the way by January 31st, and then you don't have to worry about it, okay? Another mistake to avoid is sending 1099s out to entities who are incorporated. All right, corporations don't need 1099s, but I will say if they do receive one, I don't think there's really any harm. So I don't think there's any harm, any consequence. Those corporations will probably receive it and just file it somewhere. So, if you send a 1099 to a corporation, it's not that big of a deal. But again, it's just best to get a W-9 so that if you're dealing with a corporation or not. All right. Next, failure to file a 1096. So a 1096 is essentially a cover form. So it's like a cover letter, okay? And it summarizes the details of the 1099s you sent out. So you'll have to send out a 1096 for 1096 miscellaneous and then 1096 NEC separately, all right? So essentially it just provides, your organization name, information, how many 1099s got sent out, and your signature. And all that, that form goes to the IRS. Okay. All right. Next mistake is filing 1099s on paper. All right. So filing 1099s on paper is quite cumbersome. You don't need to do it anymore. And in fact, electronic filing is required for businesses who are sending out 1099s in excess of 250 returns. Okay, so there are a lot of software out there that will allow you to file 1099s electronically. There's a lot of cloud-based software out there that will let you do that. I do deal with QuickBooks a lot. QuickBooks is now offering electronic filing. I don't use QuickBooks. I use, what is it called? They used to be called Tax 1099. They're now called Avelara or Velara, one of the two. But there are many softwares out there. So I would recommend, just choose one and file electronically. And, if a 1099 needs to be modified, it's a lot easier to do that when you've filed electronically. So I'm a big fan of electronic filing. It's just a whole lot easier. All right. And next mistake is overlooking state filing requirements. Okay, so some states require that you send 1099 information to the state. And then other states, they do not. All right, it depends on the state. Whenever you're sending out 1099s, they must go to the individual and to the IRS. However, they may or may not go to the state. A copy may go to the state. So if you are using electronic, or if you're filing returns electronically and you're using that software to do so, many of the software will let you know of the state filing requirements. So again, another reason to use software or file your 1099s electronically, because they'll let you know if a certain state has a certain filing requirement. Okay, so if you have not done so, start reviewing your 1099 list now. It's December. January will be here before you know it, and January is typically a busier month when it comes to financials, because businesses, accountants are preparing for year end, and doing 1099s for others, and getting prepared for audits, getting prepared for 990 tax returns. There's just a lot going on in the month of January. So I feel it's best to, just start getting that, getting that prepared, so it's an easy process come end of January. All right. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. Let me know what you all think. If you're watching via YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.